We will never go on a date with you because we know our worth. We will never
so let's have a real discussion about value and worth. I hear a lot of people say, women in particular, I know my worth. Girl, don't let him treat you like that. Know your worth. And all that's cool. Let's go through the particulars though. Value. Let's start with worth. No, we'll go with value. Okay, value is like an orange costs $1. Excuse me, ma'am, how much is that orange on the shelf? Oh, it's $1. That's the value of it. If you need calcium ASAP or you will die, that orange value goes up. Now it's about worth. You need this dollar orange or you will die. How much is it worth to you now? I would like to think it's worth any amount of money I have in my possession. Because now, without that dollar orange, I may no longer be here. And then my value goes down if I'm no longer here. So now the worth of that orange is $1 million to me. If that's the asking price and that's what I have in my possession, sure, give me the orange. So when people say, I know my worth, your worth is what the other person puts on the item. And you can know your value. You're a single 30-year-old beautiful woman in the gym, great diet, no children, great career, money in the bank, 850 credit score. Your value is high. Your value is high. Now the suitor, the man that's checking you out, if he's checking you out because he's trying to have relations with you, and not because of your degree, that you go to the gym, your bank account, your career moves, your education, if he's just trying to have relations with you, then that's the value of what he sees. So let's compare you to a woman who hasn't went to school, who's not in the gym, who has a terrible diet, who has bad education. To that particular man, your worth are the same. Your value as woman A is more than woman's B value, but to that man, your worth is the same. If he's just trying to have relations, your career, your diet, your bank account, your education, it plays no part in how he's going to decide. The deciding factor comes down to not that. It comes down to what is he trying to get? Relations. Either women would do. So to him, your worth is the same. So understand, to know your worth is irrelevant, but to understand your value, know your value. Now don't take this the wrong way. It don't mean that you're worthless. You have to match your value to a man's or a woman's need. So if there's a man that's looking for a woman that works out, she's in the gym, she's beautiful, she's got a high education degree, great career, money in the bank. If he's looking for that, now your worth is up to him. To him. And I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. But I can still know my worth. The worth is what the buyer puts on the product. It's what the taker say is worth, not the seller. Let's take the a Van Gogh painting. Let's say it's $1 million. If I'm not an investor or I'm not going to resell it, the Van Gogh painting to me is worthless. It's a painting. I give you $5 for it. Now, if I'm looking to resell the Van Gogh painting, and of course I understand the value, it is worth something then, but just to have it hanging on my wall, over my couch, in my living room, in my dining room, it's worthless. It's not worth anything to me. Now, the value makes it worth more if I'm going to invest it. I'm going to buy it and resell it. But to buy it and hang it over my couch is worthless. Now, to the buyer that understands the value and they want that piece of art over their couch or in their dining room, now that painting has a worth. They spend $1 million, somebody else sees it and wants it for $2 million. And the worth goes up according to the buyer. The value is it is still on who needs the painting. I don't need a Van Gogh painting. You can have it. That's the difference between value and worth. Okay, take it a little further. Knowing your value. Know your value. Know your value. Now, I know you're thinking again, but I can still know my worth. Okay, let's say you know your worth. But you still have to find a buyer to match up to who thinks that you're worth that investment. That's why it's more important to know the value and then display that. Now, if you this woman who's got high value, but you're displaying bougie, stuck up, arrogant, still you're valuable. You know, you're in a great class, but some of these particular characteristics or habit we pick up along with being high value makes us become worth less. So when we spend all this time on building our value up, let's make sure we stick to the basics. Morals, compassion, charities. Let's make sure we stick to the basic fundamentals of what makes a human worth something. Because the things that we put into us, our time at the gym, our education, our beauty routine, the cars we drive, the cologne we wear. Matter of fact, y'all smell that cologne? Sheesh. It makes me smell have value. People get around me and they look at my presence and they say, okay, he looks high value. But then I have to still maintain that high value by the way I present myself, by the manners I have, the respect I give to my fellow person, man or woman. When I lose that, no matter how much I've invested into my value, my education, my high career, my bank account, I'm worthless to most people then. So saying all that to say, keep on building on you. But just remember Just because you have value don't mean you're worth anything to everybody. Check me out on YouTube, The Unapologetic Apologist 777. Got a lot of stuff in store for y'all. Come on by, hang out with me, listen to some good music, have a great conversation. I will be start going live on YouTube. Usually I go live on the other channel, TT, but the other T, the little T, now owns that, so it's no longer worth anything. But hey, keep up with me, and I'll keep up with you. Talk to you later.